Hello and good evening, everybody. We are here with another episode of Keep Up. We are going to be looking at some graded card submissions. We had several people move in Pokemon and Magic cards today, so we've got a very exciting batch. With me, as always, is going to be the indefatigable Lord Zod.
Hello.
And as a special guest today, RobbieGuy.
Hello.
So we're all just going to be here looking at some cool cards and hoping for some high grades. All right, Robbie, if you will, what's our first card coming up here?
Well, the first card we have today is a Pikachu VMAX.
No kidding. Starting off strong, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Rainbow Rare. Just graded 7.
Not the highest grade, but, you know, with a card like this, something that's so sought after, it's cool just to see it. I imagine you pulled this one, right, Zod?
Yeah, no, it's my daughter's allowance pack, and so she did really good on this one. Yeah.
You know, that's a good one. You know, a card like this, you're looking at quite a pretty penny, even ungraded. Even at a 7, it holds its value pretty well. I mean, you'd be expecting to see something like this for like 180 out on the market these days, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's a handsome sum, especially for like a 7. You know, that's super cool. Wow, what a start! Well, what set was that, RobbieGuy? Do you remember which set had this guy in it?
Vivid Voltage, I believe.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's cool that they have the trainer version coming out, or that just came out in Lost Origins. Have you seen that one?
I've seen it.
That one's so
the
good.
artwork's amazing.
Oh, it's great. I love they have red on it. You know.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Red was always one of my favorite trainers. All right, well, that's a really good one to start out on. Let's go on to the next one.
Next, we have a Mewtwo V-Star from the Pokemon Go set.
Oh, very nice. That's the secret rare for the V-Star. You can tell from the gold foiling around the edges there, because they always have their two versions, or at least they have recently. It seems like every couple of sets they change up their rarity scheme.
Mm-hmm. It keeps it interesting, just how many different things they can do with Pokemon cards. I mean, I think my favorite thing from that Pokemon Go set is the Ditto card, and like, it's amazing what they're doing with keeping the Pokemon card game interesting.
Oh,
keeping people
100%.
involved.
100%.
This set, did it have like 3 Mewtwo's? Is that what I remember?
Oh, more than that.
I think it had the rainbow, you had the alternate art, you had the gold one, and then you just had
Was there one from the Elite Trainer?
Yeah, and then you had the promo.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's 5.
There's the alt art. There's what I like to call him Vegeta Mewtwo, because he's very much doing a Dragon Ball Z pose, like about to just wreck that city. So that's at a grade 9. That card is worth around $50 on the market these days, which is a very handsome sum, especially for a card from a newer set.
And then we got the Charizard V from the Champions Path promo.
Oh, hold up! I know this one. Yeah, go ahead.
So this one, you know, from the Elite Trainer box, daughter's like, "Hey, what's this funky thing? I think it's a busted card." Turns out there's a crimp on it all the way across the top border. Trying to see if it could catch on the camera.
You see just barely a little bit there. Hold that right around there. You can see
I'll
it.
zoom in.
There you go. Yeah, thank you. We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay. If you can just change it to like an original first edition in post, that'd be cool too.
I'll change the grade too.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah. So this is grade 850, only one of its kind. Kidding, no. It's an 8.5, which considering it's an error card and certified error, it's got the little error right there. Is super cool. Ordinarily, a card like this would be $20 to $25, but because it's got that solid crimp there, it's a certified error in good condition, both front and back, you're going to see it going for as much as $200. The market on errors is always, I don't want to say very transient. It changes quite a lot. Volatile, that's the word. But that's just because there aren't that many errors out there. They're just really cool things.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next card we have is a Rillaboom.
Oh, look
Scoring
at that.
Beautiful 9.5.
A beautiful 9.5. Yeah, I mean, CGC is known for being one of the most strict graders out there. You get a 9.5 on these guys, you can pretty much guarantee it's a 10 from anybody else.
Yeah, stunning card for sure.
Because they'll the most they'll do is what was it, like a half grade above the lowest of the 4.
Unless something really weird is going on.
And which were the four subgrades?
So you have centering, surface, edges, and corners. And usually centering is the most defining of the card.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know. And yeah, because you can actually get the cards graded to show the subgrades, which is really neat. And I always recommend doing that on high value cards. Rillaboom clocks in between $30 and $40 on the market.
Next, we have a Gardevoir VMAX.
Oh, that
Darkness
one's...
Ablaze, Rainbow Rare.
There you go. That one's really cool. It's always nice to see Gardevoirs come back. With the singles collection I have in the shop, I mean, I don't know if you've seen this as much, Robbie, but our Gardevoirs go like that. I mean,
It's a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's always those Pokemon that are fan favorites, and Gardevoir is one of them.
Yeah,
by
definitely.
far.
You know, I've had Gardevoirs move in like within 3 hours of getting them in the shop. It's nuts.
Yeah, I know people for Lost Origin were excited for that Radiant Gardevoir.
Oh, I haven't seen that one actually.
Yeah, so I know that was like a chase card for a lot of people, and that set was that Radiant Gardevoir.
I got to get one of those. We have the Gardevoir VMAX at 8.5 is at $35. That one's got pretty tight grouping on it. Looks like we got 2 of them coming in.
Yeah,
Look at that. Nice.
Okay.
Someone's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah.
And then here's one of those Mewtwo V promos we were talking about earlier.
Hey, there he is. Okay, so the Mewtwo V promo, this is the one out of the Pokemon Go ETB. These were more expensive than most other ETBs, and although supply was able to catch up with demand a bit, they're not quite so rare as they used to be. They're still a lot more uncommon than especially the sets that have gotten a lot of reprints. So this promo actually has a bit of value to them. Even at an 8, you're going to be seeing him between 25 and 30. And there's a couple of those, if I recall correctly. Yep. That were sent off to get graded. It's a handsome card.
Yeah, 8 through 9.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I guess we're just going to do this in a sequential straight here.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. Poker rules, so it's worth more if you have them in a straight. I kid, but it would not be unusual to see a 9 go for around $40.
Yeah.
So it's a nice card, and those are nice grades to boot. Ooh. Oh, speaking of the Pokemon Go set, this is the promo out of the pack, isn't it? It's $40.
The EV Radiant EV Premium Collection, I believe, and you get the playmat, which was super cool.
Oh, that playmat's so nice.
And you get the pin and this beautiful promo card as well, and Eevee's always a fan favorite too.
And that had a good amount of packs in it, because it's not unusual to get like 4 booster packs or whatever out of a collection, but that one had like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like an ETB. Because they had the playmat, I almost preferred it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Radiant Eevee is, especially at a 9, is like $60. Like that's a good card. That's a good one to get.
And next we have Radiant Charizard.
Oh,
Charizard.
So this one, a little bit of centering on the back. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it is a shifted, like kind of a twisted image. So the top left is way closer than there, and it's shifted down. Not quite enough to be a true error, but it is a shifted image.
Yeah, it's really kind of a shame because it's kind of rotated at that angle, and the rule of thumb with errors is the more pronounced, the more desirable it is. But when you've got an error that's kind of not that noticeable, it really just kind of lowers the grade of the card, which is sad. Otherwise, though, I mean, Radiant Charizard is a chase card for a lot of people, and scoring at an 8.5 is really nice. You can expect these for these to go between 45 and 50.
Getting into some magic now. Some Secret Lair Kaya Ghost Assassin for you from the Black is Magic Secret Lair set.
Nice.
So always good to have some fun planeswalkers around.
Yeah.
100% agree. Kaya Ghost Assassin was a really good choice too. I thought she was a lot more fun than a lot of planeswalkers. Some of the planeswalkers, there's nothing nothing wrong with this. Of course, they worked in a deck, and they're just straight value, but they're not as fun to play against or with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kaya, on the other hand, here, Kaya has some neat effects. I always enjoyed letting her hit the field.
Yep.
You'll see the Secret Lair Kaya, especially at a 9, go for around $50.
Okay. This is another Secret Lair card. It's Tober and Thrain of the Red Veil. It's from the Wayne Reynolds artist set. This is the bonus card, so instead of the colored picture, it's just a sketch picture on it.
Oh, that's really cool. I was wondering what was going on with that.
So,
Thought it was an error for a sec.
yeah, I was trying to see. Yeah, no, this is a fun little build around mono red, so just like always trying to get my commanders graded for.
Oh, for sure. Nothing flexes on people harder than showing up with a graded commander, especially at a 9. $50 for the Torbjorn sketch variant there. Now, tell me, Wayne Reynolds, any relation to Wayne Gretzky?
Not quite.
Okay.
Or the Reynolds wrap, still no relation.
Damn, well, I guess this is just a confusing, mad world we live in.
Now we're going to get into the Street Fighters. So, obviously, Street Fighter set from Secret Lair. They're the 8 fighters, so trying to get them all graded for, like I said, the commander stuff. Dualism, is your Reach Tribal commander, so kind of different than some of the others.
It's real funny to see him with Reach. I mean, it's obviously an appropriate keyword, but I really like his effect. I actually super like Dalsim. The problem is I kind of feel that in order for it to go off, you kind of need him to stay at a low power level, and that kind of limits his efficacy as a commander, I feared. Then again, I've lost pretty much every Magic game I've ever played.
Yeah, no, it's mostly for the second effect. It's like, because your creatures you control deal damage, you get to draw a card.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's not May ability. And so if you have a whole bunch of cheap green spiders and stuff with Reach that nobody can block, you can start drawing cards. And it's going to be 1 per turn, but like when somebody gets hit with 1, they're not so upset. When you get hit with 20, they're upset. So
you know what? That's fair. And that might actually play into why I lose so much, is I rarely read the second ability. So Dalsim there is actually worth about $60 at a 9.5. He's not worth all that much ungraded, so you're going to see that multiply a lot, especially with such a good grade.
Okay. Next up for our Street Fighter fighters is Ryu, because it's Ryu. He's got the untap ability, so it's basically how you actually cast the Hadouken in the game.
That's pretty hilarious.
That's why it's the untap as opposed to tap, because it's the reverse circle.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that this guy's downright fierce. Yeah. So, as a lot of people know, he's the most powerful fighter in Tekken. Shows up in Battlestar Galactica quite a bit.
Yep.
So that's why people love Ryu, is he taught Harry Potter everything he knows.
Exactly. So, he is a world warrior.
He is, yes. And, across the whole world, there's millions of Ryus. A card like that in that condition is going to be around $60, $70.
The next up is his buddy Ken, the other original player character for the Street Fighter games.
I'm not sure I've ever heard of Ken. But what's his deal?
He just wishes he was Ryu, but more angry.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. He's so angry that his fists actually lit on fire.
Yep.
Which is great.
Because he also might have a dragon uppercut.
I see. Right. Well, he's dragging that uppercut wherever he can, isn't he?
That's why he's right.
I kid. Ryu and Ken are actually fan favorites. I play quite a lot of Street Fighter myself, and the only characters I actually were able to get any good with were, in fact, the Shotos. So Ryu and Ken feature prolifically in my online matches. Like his counterpart, you're going to see him at around $60 to $70.
Very nice.
Sweet. Yeah. So this is fighter number 4. We got some Blanca.
Oh, nice.
That is an angry person for you.
It sure is. I just think he's misunderstood, spending all that time in the jungle.
I think was there 2 or 3 of these ones? I think it was 2.
I got 2.
2 Blancas. Both graded as 9.
Oh, well, you got overall pretty good grades on these. I mean, the 9 is the lowest you've gotten so far, and you've got several 9.5. In fact, everything was a 9.5 except Blanca here.
Yep.
Which, you kind of have to expect that level of degradation with the electricity he's shooting off.
Yep. I guess it's kind of hard to keep it flat when it's statically charged.
I guess so. Okay. Blanca at 9 would probably be valued around $40. Okay. A lot of the most recent Secret Lairs haven't made it onto sales yet in a graded form, but historically that's something we could see.
Okay. Fifth Fighter Zangief, because we all like the Crazy Red Cyclone.
Oh, yes.
And that is him wrestling and choking out a bear.
That's fantastic. And I love how they really manned up on this card. They gave him a starting attack of 7. And that's just glorious. Because I mean, when you think of Zangief, you really just think of that like that raw, unbridled power. So it's good to see it represented.
Yeah. It's really nice commander-wise because you can make the fight club with him because on your turn he's indestructible, so you go punch other people in the faces, and no matter who he punches, you're going to get to draw a card because 7 is usually more than their toughness.
Yeah.
that's
Can
nice.
confirm. 7 is a big number.
Yeah.
Speaking of big numbers, here's another 9 grade from the World Warriors here, which is super sick. Like Blanca, you could expect him to be at around 40.
Okay. Not bad. Okay. And then
I have been low key waiting for this one.
So Chun-Li, probably the best ability ever is Jutsu Kick. She's got multi-kicker. Just as a fun thing.
That's super appropriate. I kind of wish Ken had multi-parry, but hey. So
that works great.
Yeah. It's
the effect's even greater.
Yeah.
So a 9 and a 9.5. So
I'm not going to go on record as saying it's the most powerful of all the World Warrior abilities, but I do think it's the most easily exploitable.
yeah, blue and white have a whole bunch of cheap spells that you want to cast cheaply to draw more cards.
Yeah, and I'm the local Azoria simp, so yeah, definitely my favorite so far. For a 9, you'd be looking at around 50, 60. For the 9.5, it might go as high as 70.
Okay. Very good. That's the last of that's all the fighters that we had. Next up is our back to some secret lair foils. So this is a left-handed magic. So they switch the cards and all the stuff. So the power and toughness on the left-hand side is to the right.
No way.
The name is right-centered and the boss is on the left. So
Can you do it side by side?
Yeah, you do it side by
That's
side.
fun.
So
Yeah.
anyway, so that's why they did that, just to really throw out some people.
That's
if
great.
you got some OCD, I'm sorry about it. But other than that, Sisei is one of the more fun Warburg commanders because she wants all legendary cards and she gets better for each legendary card you have.
Oh yeah,
Which
because
color?
she's, even though they're not in her casting cost, she's got all the mana symbols on her card, which means she's Wooburg identity, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. It's one of those tidbits that always trips me up.
And then for those crazy collectors like me, on the bottom right, you notice all the other cards number up. For this reason, the left-handed magic starts at 9,999 for the collector number and numbers down.
That's great.
So that just means there's a lot of empty binders on my shelf right now.
Well, yeah, about 900 of them.
Yeah.
So that's a card like that'll be around 25 and 30 on the market.
Okay. So this, Alendra the Dark Scrolls. From the Double Masters, this is the ultimate borderless art version. Richard Kane Ferguson is one of the magic artists from way back in the original Legends. Did a bunch of those. It's got a unique style, so just wanted to make sure I got one of his cards graded because, again, it's Commander.
Does, yeah. It's almost like an impressionist painting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway,
That's absolutely
Alendra
lovely.
the Dark.
Yeah, Alenda in that condition would be around $40 to $50.
Okay. Okay. Fire Song and Sun Speaker. Originally, this card was only available as a box. One of the very first buy a box promos that they did that was only available as a buy a box promo. It's reprinted again in Double Masters with the etched foiling for people.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
So.
I mean, the buy box promos, correct me if I'm wrong, but the buy box promos, especially these days, don't seem to get that high in value. A lot of boxes get sold, so a lot of them enter circulation. But they do choose really cool cards for them, which I'm always thankful for that. You know, if you're going to get something for buying a box, I like that it has an impact.
Yep.
These guys, with their etched foil variant going at a 9, would be around $25 to $30 on the market.
Okay. And then we're going to have a whole bunch of secret layer gods coming up. The gods took the Theros Beyond Death treatment to make them basically the astrology, the stars, and how they'd be in the stars.
Oh, they call that the stargazing pack?
Yep,
the stargazing layer?
Yep.
Yeah, those are super cool. I was always just a big sucker for the constellation lands. And seeing such impactful cards get the same treatment is just makes me giddy inside.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
They also tend to clock at a much higher value, not only because they're one of the more earlier secret layers, but also a rarer one. Plus, a lot of these cards see prolific use. Graded at a 9, Euros would be as much as $100 on the market.
Next up from the Stargazing is we got Nelia, God of the Hunt. So.
Oh, nice. See, that's a card I'd love to get my hands on just for a deck, you know? Even the normal Nelly. I know she's not that much, but I've just never gotten the opportunity to find one, and I kind of prefer not ordering online when I get the chance. I just there's something about the thrill of the hunt that I think Nylea would appreciate. A card like that at an 8.5, around $80.
Okay. Then, well, first of the multicolor gods that we have, Farah, God of the Polis. So white-blue because that's all the city-states.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There's a city-state of white and a city-state of blue.
Yep, and that's why she's both, right?
Oh, well,
right.
All right then.
So the polis, not just the pole.
Oh,
Right,
gotcha,
right.
gotcha.
Does that work?
I guess it does. I know nothing about
take
the
your word
lore of
for it.
Theros or Greek, in fact. So you could absolutely be BSing us, and we'd be entirely disarmed to prove you wrong.
Okay. Please leave comments proving us wrong. So there's 2 of those ones. So
Yeah, and at a 9, she fetches a handsome son of about $90.
Then we have the God of the Harvests. So plains and forests have lots of harvests. That's why she's green and white.
I'm going to call shenanigans on that one. I don't think a single thing has ever been harvested from a plains or a forest.
Fair enough. My bad.
And I've
It's all
already
about
called the police.
It's all about the swamp gas harvesting.
There
right?
you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going away for a long time for your lies, Lord
Yep,
Zod.
fair enough.
Karametra is, in fact, one of my personal favorites. I'm a sucker for land ramp, and that's what she's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, a card like this at a 9.5 fetches around 100. 9.5 being, of course, an extremely handsome grade.
Okay. Then we have Thassa, God of the Sea.
Ah, indeed. And I suppose that because she's the god of the sea, she's half fish.
Or 100% merfolk.
Well, damn. You're right.
I don't know on that one, but she does help out all the various merfolk strategies, being able to scry and make them unblockable.
Oh, yeah. No, those are pretty much trademark merfolk. Thassa, of course, going into a lot of decks, like many of these gods, still retains high value, and at a 9, about $90 on the market. Here
Perforos. Yep, Perforos. God of the Forge.
I prefer us not to fight this card.
Yeah. He prefers to fight with a lot of creatures.
He sure does. He sure does.
Randy's got that 1 creature under your control, 2 damage to each opponent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, he's pretty gross in a lot of decks.
Combine that with a bunch of cheap kobolds, some goblins, and some impact rammers to double up on that ability. And
man, this guy rolls together with Krenko so often, I'm pretty sure they have a poker night.
Yeah.
At a 9, Perforos is around $150. You'll notice a sharp jump from the other gods, and that's just because, I mean, the man needs no introduction. Perforos is in every deck from here to Kingdom Come.
Okay. And then we have next up a Johnny Steadfast from the Path Not Traveled Secret Lair. This is my Avenger Johnny with his giant A on there, and then the Plains logo on his belt buckle.
Nice.
So this is the coolest comic version thing I have for him.
That's really cool. He was part of the Great Lakes Avengers at one point, right?
Sure. So, it's the Dominaria duo, maybe?
Yeah, totally.
Right?
That's right. That's right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no,
as long as he wasn't a Robin.
Yeah, this is before he got corrupted, so...
the Johnny Steadfast is around $100 in this condition. Lovely card, by all accounts.
Then this one, not a secret lair this time, but the Godzilla variant of Garuda. This is Gigan the Cyberclaw Terror. Bunch of mill shenanigans with the Demir look comic colors.
I love seeing those Godzilla cards. They're the coolest things ever.
Yeah, I just really love the CGC blue grade on top of the bluish background because
it's good looking. I mean, the CG slabs in general are really good looking slabs. They definitely have an eye for detail, and they're very aesthetically pleasing. But to have the colors match like that is really just a treat. And at a 9, no less. I'm always amazed by your submissions when they come in, the Magic cards especially, because they come in at just the highest grades ever. I think the lowest one we saw today was the Pikachu VMAX at a 7, which is still a great card, but it was 90% 9s.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Gigging about $35, $40, by the way.
Okay.
And then this is the last card.
Last card just came in through a Beckett submission for one of our buddies. We were just doing it to just slab the card and have the autograph authenticated.
That's right. Yeah. So this is a A Beta Time Twister, which is one of the Power 9. It's an extremely rare card, and to have it signed by the artist like this is really just puts it into another category. A card like this, and I mean, you can see it's been in played condition, but a lot of the ones that are out there are going to be HP or worse. A card like this, in this condition, is going to be around $8,500.
HP's heavily played, correct?
Yes, that
Just
is
making
correct.
sure.
Oh, it's also hit points. So
Oh,
at a certain
right.
point, your soul actually, you play with a card so much, your soul links with it.
Okay.
And if anything hurts the card, it also hurts you. So normally you'll see people stop playing that card because, like, if they die in the game, they'll die in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, but if anything happened to this card, I would probably die in real life.
That's some serious attachment.
Yeah, no kidding.
And just so as people are curious from the different things, slabs always look a little bit different from the company. One thing that Beckett does, is they put them in a sleeve and slide. So I don't know if you can.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And CGC doesn't. The sleeve inside is nice for protection, but on the foil, sometimes it dulls down the foil picture.
Right.
So.
And when you've
Which
got,
is
a half inch of PVC protecting the card anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not particularly sure it's necessary, but I mean, I'm not the expert.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just kind of a cool expert we wanted to show off today. Thank you very much all for coming in. You can find a lot of our grades and several collector cards on sale at koboldskeep.com, or you can stop by our shop. RobbieGuy also has an entire channel due to unboxing and just showing off cool cards and things, so I highly recommend you check those out too.
Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.